Hi all, Yankee farm wife here. Today is all about a quick dose of reality. I know my video editor Caitlin wants me to do a whole why Kamala Harris is better than Trump thing, but anyone who'd be watching me already knows she rocks. The debate was the fudge icing on our red velvet cupcake. Delicious. Our vice president is brilliant, quick thinking, articulate, and not just when compared to Donald. I have a parrot that is a better public speaker than he is. Kamala owned him, which means she knows how to put a bully in his place, which will come in handy when dealing with Putin or Kim Jong-un or Trump's bestie, Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, whom we will touch upon later, but not literally. What struck me most about the debate came afterwards, when the focus groups of undecided voters, as if there could possibly be any at this point, they all have to be lying, were asked if the debate helped them decide for whom they would cast their votes. Many of them leaned toward Kamala after watching Trump disintegrate. He reminded me of a small child in a battle of taunts, from "I know you are, but what am I?" to "I'm rubber, you're glue, it bounces off me and sticks to you," to "cooties, no backsies," to "immigrants are stealing and eating family pets, and it's your fault because you're the border czar." Wow, just wow. That's beside the point. The people who decided to stay with Trump, who also voted for him twice before, all emphasized that they were better off in 2020 than they are now. I have to agree, because these are clearly people who avoided death from the earliest version of COVID-19, which killed more than 3 million people worldwide and more than 350,000 in the United States that year alone. So, bonus, lucky stiffs. Or not stiffs. But on top of that, there are reasons people feel they were better off then. We had stimulus packages starting in March of 2020. $1,200 per person. So my husband and I got $2,400. If we'd had minor children, we'd have gotten $500 more per kid. In December, we got another $1,200, and the following March, $1,400 each. Now, that was an extra $5,200, which might not mean much to Donald or Elon Musk, who probably spends that much on breakfast, to prep him for a day of making billions and offering to impregnate women. But for real people, it made a real difference. Because we have a small business, we were also eligible for a PPP, or Paycheck Protection Program loan of $19,000, which was forgiven. So in essence, free money. We also qualified for an economic injury disaster loan, which we are now paying back. As always, our stimulus went towards buying hay, feed, vet bills, but we know a lot of people who paid down debt and got rid of car loans, etc. We didn't even have to go looking for any of this. Emails arrived telling us what we were qualified for. There was also a stretch where David wasn't working and he collected unemployment. And yes, the price of gasoline was around $2.30. But who cared? There was no demand at all. There was nothing open to drive to. A tank of gas lasted at least a month. So few people were on the road that there was literally no roadkill on our street from March to December. Unheard of. It was nice. So yes, everyone was better off in 2020. If you forget, we couldn't leave our houses and had to homeschool our kids. On this farm, we live on the verge of fiscal disaster every day of our lives. And we were better off in 2020 because Donald was passing out money like Shriners toss sweet tarts and Laffy Taffy at parades. But it was an artificial windfall created by nightmarish, extenuating circumstances. Now, I know there are people who didn't lose a single person who perished from COVID, but here in the populated Northeast, we all lost people. And they suffered horribly, and they died without their families, alone. And we all either are or all know long haulers. A dear friend of ours recently died because COVID attacked her kidneys, and she valiantly fought for years to stay alive for her daughter and grandson. And to this day, we are still dealing with broken hearts over that damn virus. And by the way, both my husband and son-in-law are long haulers. Thanks, but I'd give up every nickel of that stimulus to get back our friends and get back our health. Anyways, if Donald gets elected again, unless we have another pandemic, none of you will see the likes of 2020 again. But hey, let's keep comparing apples to orangutans. But back to Viktor Orban, Donnie's only illustrious world leader friend. He mentioned him as well as Abdul, the leader of the Taliban. And I shouldn't giggle, but it's not his name. It's just the first Islamic name Trump could pull out of his butt, and we weren't supposed to notice. Anyways, Donald referred to Victor as a strong man, and he likes strong men, which in his world translates into corrupt and power hungry. I actually burst out laughing when Donnie used him as his best reference. I mean, Hungary. Aside from the past few days, I have gone like 4 and 5 years at a time without ever saying the word Hungary. It's so inconsequential. I believe the child-hating country of Bulgaria in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was based on Hungary, often referred to as Hungaria. Dude, if you want people to stop laughing at you, and we are, you gotta do better than that. You gotta be best, man. You based all your rebuttals on lies, particularly that tens of millions of criminals are entering the country practically on a daily basis, and then they feast on family pets, or Canada geese, which under normal circumstances, you'd be looking for any way to inexpensively eliminate them from your golf courses. So, you know, not to give you any ideas, but truth be told. I know you don't read, but if you agree to another debate, and I'm rooting for one because you filled my presidential debate bingo card in the first 5 minutes and made me have to quit the drinking game about 6 minutes in because my take a shot trigger word was immigrant. Now, if you agree to do another, try to get Barron to read to you for about an hour a day, current events, maybe a smattering of relevant history, and have him quiz you on Islamic leaders. I mean, Ali, Abdul. How hard can it be? In preparation, I will print out my bingo card and buy a 2-liter bottle of bourbon. I'll make a new drinking game too. Maybe take a shot when you refuse to answer a question. Maybe not. Or when Kamala baits you and you fall right into her trap. Every single time. Never mind. I'll just pour out, sit back, and enjoy the show. Watching you be afraid of a woman half your size is more fun than hearing you say you never discussed an abortion ban with your VP pick. You never discussed the hottest topic of this election with your right-hand man? The issue that is going to lose the election for you because women are pissed as hell about what you did to the Supreme Court? We're more than half the population, of course. I'd say I'm speechless, but all evidence to the contrary. Just over 50 days left. Let's see how much more damage you can do, Donald. We all have faith that you will continue to screw up. Sincerely, the Yankee farm wife.